How's everyone doing today? All right. How you doing? How you doing? Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Good to see everybody. Feels like Friday, but it's only Wednesday. What's up, guys? How are we doing? Hopefully everyone's having a good day. Well, for you guys, it's pretty much over. I'm good. Today was a long day of filming and getting a lot of really good stuff coming your way. So thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. You can actually see it now that I shaved my beard. So I did shave for my birthday this past weekend. So yeah, that's what's different. Thank you. You can see my face now. So coming up, I have a documentary coming out, but there will be more of that later on. But that's what I was filming earlier today. So it's a long day of filming and then getting ready for the show this evening. Which thank you. I feel older. No, actually I don't. I don't feel older at all. It actually feels great. It's funny because as the birthdays pass, they feel better. I don't do anything for them. It's usually just a cheat meal and a couple of drinks, especially with everything that's going on. But other than that, it's a birthday is a birthday, and your age is only as how old you feel. Thank you, sir. So I definitely don't feel 36. I don't look it. So it is what it is. But welcome everyone. I'm just waiting for Dominique to join us. No problem, Jared. Thank you so much, fellow tourists. So yeah, it was good. It was nice and relaxing. Quarantine or not, I probably would have been in the house anyways, celebrating my birthday. So we're all, it's perfectly fine with me. So that's good. I see Dominique's in here. See if she'll request to be in, and then we can get it going. I hope everyone's excited about tonight's show. It's all about juicing. So it's a hot topic, especially nowadays. Everyone likes to juice and do cleanses. So we're definitely going to get into all that and even a little bit of the vegan lifestyle, which I do not prescribe to, but that's okay if you do. So we're going to talk all about that today. Let me see here real quick. Get her in here, and then we can get going. Hope everyone's having a good day, a good Wednesday so far. Because I lose track of days. It's crazy. Just waiting for it to connect. I don't know why I can't speak now. I've been speaking all day. But let's see. All right. Let's see here. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Yeah, May is. Ah, there we go. I can see you. Look at that shirt.
I got my ice cream.
I love it. You got some ice cream.
Yes.
I love it. What kind of ice cream is that?
It's so delicious, dairy-free, very vanilla. It's cashew milk based. So this is my go-to for ice cream. This is my go-to brand as well. So
delicious. I'm gonna have to I have my pen. So I'm gonna have to write that down. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome.
Can't complain. Let's turn this down a little bit. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
There we go. Ooh, let me turn it off. There we go.
Right. You got to get now. You're not behind the lights. You're in front of the lights.
No, I'm in front of the lights. It's a rare occurrence. I'm never in front of the lights.
Right. We're gonna give people a minute or two to come in. Yes. Enjoy the ice cream. Yeah. And then we'll get started. I wish. I might have to. I'm gonna go and find it, and I'll put it in with my cheat meal because
It's really about carbs and the sugars, actually, mainly the most is what I have to watch out for. But what flavor is that?
This is vanilla.
Okay, so just
Yeah,
plain.
so I
I
just
mean,
keep it
yeah.
basic. Now, one thing that one of my chef friends recommended and that he does, he puts
Right.
Oreos in his vanilla ice cream and do
Okay.
a cookies and cream.
Okay.
So,
That's smart.
and Oreos are accidentally vegan. I mean, it may have a lot of crap in them, but they're accidentally vegan. So it doesn't have any dairy or anything in it.
Really?
I'm dead
Accidentally
serious.
vegan. I
It's
bet most
serious.
people don't even know
People don't even know. A lot of junk food is accidentally vegan.
that. I could see, I could see that. And then people always try to shy away, like, I could never do vegan when this whole time
Exactly.
you're doing vegan and you don't even know it. But I will get started. There, see what? I didn't even know that. See, people didn't even know. But today on Focus TV, I'm very excited to have Dominique Allen. Dominique is the owner, CEO, do everything lady, but she does own Veganjuiceology out of Baltimore. She's also a photographer. Now she's a chef, or she was a chef before, but now she's doing all that. So it's great to have her on. But let's jump right into it because I really wanted to start with the business. And
Okay.
how did you get into juicing itself?
Well, juicing started out of like my personal quest for health and fitness.
Okay.
Um, I got to my max weight of 225, 230. You know, I was not feeling good about myself. You know, the weight gain, face bloated, stomach big, everything. I was like, I have to change because I was eating like trash and eating all the meat, eating all of the dairy, and it just wasn't healthy. You know, we eat late, go to bed. That's not healthy either.
Right.
So I had to finally change my mentality, and I had to make that conscious decision like, hey, I want to do and live a healthier life. And, you know, you don't have to go vegan to be healthy. And that's one thing that I don't ever do. I'll ever force what I eat on to other people because, as you know, I still cook meat. I still cook all
Right.
of these things for my friends and family. So, you know, I never judge or anything like that. But it started out of my personal quest of health and fitness. And one thing that really did it is when I had knee surgery when I was at my max weight.
Okay.
I tore my distal patellar tendon in my right knee. And I was playing softball when it happened. And had I not gain all that weight, I probably wouldn't have put as much stress on my knees. So, you know, just the weight loss and eating healthier, eating cleaner. You know, I still eat my junk every now and again,
Okay.
but you know, just overall changing for the most part, like really, really catapulted me into one, starting the business and just being healthy overall.
Right. Now, when you switched over to juicing regularly and making it part of your diet, was it something hard to do? Like, did your body, I mean, obviously your body would have to adjust, but how did your body take it? Explain kind of what you were doing before, prior to juicing, and then
Okay.
obviously afterwards.
So I would every weekend almost I would make a whole pack of bacon, like.
Okay.
And it got to the point where I actually looked at the serving size one day, and I'm like, the serving size is only 2 pieces, like of bacon. And they're usually typically about what, 12 to 16 slices in a pack of bacon, depending on what brand you get, depending on the cut. But
Right.
I would eat it all, like with friends, family. I would just eat super unhealthy, and it just wasn't the way. So as far as kind of getting away from that. The first thing I did do a long time ago was cut out dairy. Like I started drinking almond milk initially.
Okay.
So I
Same.
cut out cow's milk. Because almond milk is one of those things everyone knows about almond milk. But now, as time has progressed into 2020, we have oat milk, we have macadamia nut milk, we have all these different nut milks. So I started with almond milk. So I've been cut that out. And then right before the beginning of 2017, I cut out pork. And then I cut out beef. And then I cut out chicken, and I cut out lamb, and I cut out everything else, the cheese and everything. So in July of 2017 is when I finally said, hey, I'm just going to stop. So it was a gradual progression. It didn't happen overnight.
Okay, so that's good. I mean, that's good to explain because I think some people think is like, I got to cut everything out right away. But for
No, you
you,
don't.
how long was it for that time period? Was it for you?
It was about 6 or 7 months. So, like, I literally started in the beginning of 2017, and in July of 2017 is when I said, "Hey, I'm just going to cut everything out." And I know some people that have gone cold turkey. Like, some people have gone cold turkey for health reasons because they had to take out dairy out their diet. They couldn't eat any meat because, you know, there are a lot of different diseases and everything that's associated medically and based off of research that is, you know, connected with meat and dairy. So, it was about a half a year.
Okay. So that's actually a really, really good progression. Now, when it comes to juicing, this is going to seem kind of like an ignorant question, but I've always been interested in it. So how hard is it to juice? And for me to do it personally, since you're not near me anymore, I mean, we have juice places all over the place, but for me to do it personally, do I have to buy one of those like lunky juicers, you know, the one that has 5 different, you know, 50 different parts?
One thing I will say is to get a slow juicer. So you have 2 different kind of juicers. So most restaurants and establishments, they have those fast juicers. It's called centrifugal. So they're the ones that you put the fruit in and got Those are like the worst kind of juices you can get because essentially you're drinking flavored water. When you're putting the fruits and vegetables in those types of fast juicers, you're literally breaking down the nutrients. So you're not getting the full bang for your buck when you use those fast juicers. It's just a quicker way to juice. But even with the masticating juices or like the slow juicers, you can pull all of your nutrients out. You get those bright, vibrant colors, and you don't have to break the bank by doing it. So one of the things that I struggled with when I first got into it is that I didn't have big mixing containers or, you know, those big food service containers to mix everything in. So I was literally using 16-ounce mason jars, and I was measuring out each and every single juice. And it kills time. So my main recommendation is if you're doing juicing at home, prep all your fruits and vegetables at one time. And then you go ahead and juice, so you'll speed up the process.
Okay. Oh, that's great. I don't even know the thing about the 2 juicers. That's something I just learned.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. And then, of course, you have the big industrial size juices as well.
Right. So going back to a little bit about your change and when you switched over, how did you see it affect your weight? And then what were the changes that you saw, not just with your body, but how your body felt?
Well, I had a lot of energy for one. For 2, as far as like, because before I started juicing, I was doing smoothies. So that was kind of like my segue. Water Vitamix, you know, a smoothie is easy. Just throw all the fruits and vegetables and liquids or whatever you want into a smoothie and you just blend it. So that was like my segue. So when I got into juicing, yes, it's a little bit more longer of a process, but at the end of the day, you can still get all of those nutrients in. But my body felt amazing. Like I started to lose weight, of course, probably around maybe like 2 weeks afterwards, but I also coupled that with doing spin class. Now, you know, when I first started doing spin, like the weight dropped off really, really fast. So, you know, in addition to eating healthy and in addition to juicing, like you have to do your exercise. Like, I mean, you can't have one without the other. Some people may say, well, I'm going to just go ahead and eat healthy. Like, yeah, you know, it's 80% of what you eat, but you still should have some type of activity in your daily routine to like kind of like accelerate or boost your weight loss journey.
Okay. Now, I was going to ask, you answered it for me, but I was going to ask, do you feel that you're more energetic from juicing?
Yeah, I do. Whenever I juice, I do feel more energetic. And also because, you know, I cut out meat and dairy out of my diet, that's also another thing. For instance, let's talk about burgers, for instance. You know, beef burger versus a Beyond Meat burger and a Possible burger. When I used to eat beef burgers, like I would feel way down. Didn't want to do anything. Wanted to go lay on the sofa or in the bed. But with the Beyond Meat burgers or the plant-based meats, I don't feel sluggish. I don't feel heavy or anything of that nature. So there is a difference when it comes to that as far as feeling changes in my body. But as far as juicing, like before spin class, you know, I would take some juice. I would have a whole lot of energy. Before that, I would take supplements. So like energy boosters or like, you know, pre-workouts or whatever the case may be. But I felt like I got more of a boost from the natural ingredients and, you know, beets and things like that to kind of get my blood flowing.
Okay. Now, I know you said it was a progression for you, but was it the juicing aspect that then turned you vegan, or was that part of the plan the entire way.
That was part of the plan. That was part of
Okay.
the plan. Like an old friend actually got me into juicing. So that's kind of where it all started. Because before, years ago, I'm like, how can people juice? How can people do juice cleanses? Like they're not, because this is when I was a meat eater. I'm like, how does it happen? Like I need my meat, I need my eggs, I need my cheese, I need all of these things. And it's like, you really don't. So once I did my own research, it was kind of like, oh, you can do it. And it all comes into like researching and, you know, just making sure you're educated and knowing how to just strictly do juicing and knowing what quantities to take in a day to kind of like supplement you're not getting like a full a solid meal.
Okay. Now, I was going to ask about that because I know a fad thing or people will do is they'll go on a juice cleanse. So all they'll have is juice for
Oh
3
yeah.
days. What is a good time limit? Because I've done one where it was like a whole week, and each meal there was like 6 meal, but it was a juice. Is that like, how do you feel about that? I know you do it, but what's a good time limit to put yourself, especially if you're just beginning in juicing?
I think if you're just beginning, I think that one, you should try a 1 or 3 day cleanse. A 1 day cleanse is good because you can kind of take 24 hours or a day to see how your body would feel without anything other than juice or water or nuts or whatever, like the minimal things that you need. And then I would move up to a 3 day cleanse. A 3 day cleanse, like, you know, especially for like coffee drinkers or people that like really have like not unhealthy habits, it may be a little harder for them. But I think a 1 day cleanse would be definitely good to start. If they feel okay, then they should move up to a 3 day cleanse. I've had some people that jumped into 10 day cleanses off the break. And a lot of people, they want to like lose weight fast. They're going on the trip. They want to fit in their wedding dress. So for some people, it's like, you know, I want a quick fix. I want to hurry up and do this so I can like have my summer body. For some people, it's more so like a lifestyle thing where it's like, I want to be healthy. I want this juice. I don't want to eat crap, you know? So juicing is just a good way for them to really help with their journey, essentially. So
Do
I
you
would say,
find
to answer your question definitively, I would say at least a 3 day cleanse. I wouldn't
okay,
start off with like a 5, 7, or 10 day cleanse starting off
right,
because one, you may feel lightheaded. If you're a coffee drinker,
right.
you may have withdrawal. So it's like everyone's body is different, so it's kind of hard to like say, but definitively, I would say at least a 3 day cleanse.
Do you find with just a straight juice cleanse that when you do then add food or solids back into your diet, then you're not going to gain the weight back, but you might feel something different than you were feeling before? Does that make sense? Or
Yeah, no,
okay,
definitely. Especially if you do like a longer week, a 5 or 7 day cleanse, like you're definitely going to feel the difference in your body. I know I have when I've done a cleanse, like you definitely feel a difference. But then like that's why some people go ahead and do cleanses every so often. Like I have some clients that may want juices like once a month so they can just kind of like detox their body and these are clients that are already eating healthy. They just want that extra boost. So they just want to cleanse just to, you know, feel good, have a little bit more energy and things of that nature.
right. Okay. Now you were talking earlier about like coupling. Obviously, we all know being in fitness and all that, you have to couple a good diet with exercise.
Mm-hmm.
For you, I know you don't just juice. I know you eat as well, but is it more juicing or more food, or is it kind of a 50-50?
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, explain to us your diet a little bit and how that goes and how you incorporate juicing into
Okay. So for me, you know, since I juice for like everybody else,
it.
I
Right.
rarely have time to juice for myself.
Okay.
And that's just being honest at this
Yeah.
point in time because, as you know, things are starting to pick back up again. So, you know, I will go ahead and drink maybe like 16 ounces every so often or whatever the case may be. But for the most part, you know, I'll do salads. You know, I'll try to like do creative meals like eggplant parmesan with some plant-based pasta like made out of chickpea or black bean or something like that. Because I like savory, I like good dishes, and because I don't eat meat and things like that, I try to find creative ways to pretty much eat.
Right.
So I'll just look at like meat-based meals or like non-plant-based meals and just kind of like recreate it in a plant-based manner. Um,
Okay.
so sometimes for breakfast, I may do some vegan pancakes. You know, sometimes I may wake up and do some avocado toast. I have different variations of avocado toast. I use a certain kind of bread. I think it's called it's Killer Dave's bread. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's vegan, it's organic, it's super good. I actually have some.
Okay.
Let me show you.
Okay.
Is it
similar to like Ezekiel bread?
Yes, I have done Ezekiel bread as well.
Okay.
But this is the bread that I really, really love. It's called Dave's Killer Bread. And it's really, really good. So they have different variations of this. Ezekiel bread is good as well because it's pretty much just grains. You know, you don't have any fillers or anything in there like that. So I've used the Ezekiel bread that I like is the sesame one. The sesame one is like the best one to me. So, but I don't know. I still eat what I want to eat. I still do smoothies. I still juice, and I still drink juices. So it's just a wide range of, you know, pretty much how I'm feeling.
Right. So it's just, yeah, you got to take care of everyone else, and then by the time it gets to you, okay, yeah.
I know some people, they're like, I'll eat bacon and eggs every morning, or I'll eat like bacon avocado toast. I eat a salad for this, that. I like to switch it up.
Okay.
Or sometimes I may make a meal in the Instapot, like some veggie curry or something. I may eat on that for a couple of days for like lunch or things like that. The Instapot, for y'all who don't have an Instapot, is really good because you can make a whole lot at once. And you can, you know, do your meals that way as well.
Okay. Now, I'm putting you on the spot here, but give me your top 5 fruits or veggies, or fruits and or veggies, and then their best health benefits when it comes to juicing.
Okay, so let me think on that one. Wow, I have my top juices, but if you talking about veggies, beets is definitely one. Beets is so underrated because they're earthy. It's a root vegetable, so it's really earthy, but it's really good for stamina. It's really good for reducing blood pressure and getting your blood flowing. So like if you want to boost before like hitting the gym or hitting some weights, you know, take a shot of ginger, take a shot of beet juice, or, you know, beet lemonade, and it'll really get you going. Like I know a lot of people that take the beet juice and be like, I have so much energy, because one benefit of beets is circulating your blood and getting it going. Celery, I like celery because although it tastes kind of crazy, it hydrates you throughout the day. So if you drink like between 8 and 16 ounces of celery juice every morning, you will literally stay hydrated throughout the day. So I have a juice called the Green Glow. It's just straight celery and ginger. It's just straight celery and ginger. I started adding apple because it has a little bit of a bite. But it helps you stay hydrated. I love all the citrus fruits. So like the oranges, of course, is high in vitamin C. Pineapple and lemons are high in vitamin C. And those are the main benefits of those, because you definitely want to put things in your body that's going to help fight infection and things like that, which leads me to ginger and turmeric. So a lot of my blends do have ginger in it. I have a few of them with turmeric, but ginger and turmeric, it'll help with joint pains, it'll help with inflammation, they're antioxidants, they can help fight infection, and it's all natural. Because if you know me, you know I don't take medicine. I will fight through the pain, or I'll take a side or something like that. So I would say those are the top ones. Definitely the roots. Of course, there are veggies like kale that's high in vitamin K. They're all high in antioxidants, and they all have like anti-inflammatory properties. But yeah, those are the top 5, I guess.
Okay. Now, with that being said, what's your best combination? What's your favorite combination? You can give us. You don't have to just pick one. You don't have to pick one. No. You don't have to pick one. You can rattle off it, because I know you got good ones.
Sweet kale. Sweet kale is kale, pineapple, apple, and lemon. All of the juices have lemon. But sweet kale is such an underrated drink, because when people hear green or hear kale, they think dirt. They think it doesn't taste good. Bitter. But the secret is how you blend it, and it's the ratios. I would never give out my ratios, but
don't give them out. Right.
It's all in how you balance the vegetables, the fruit, the lemon. It's all in how you mix the juices together. So the sweet kale. The beet lemonade is surprisingly another favorite. It's beet.
I did enjoy that one.
Yep, it's beet, orange, pineapple, apple, and ginger. Beets are earthy, so the way I blend it, you can taste the beet a little bit, but not really. You don't get that earthy taste, but that's because the sweeter fruits will balance out the earthiness of the beet, and the ginger will help cut it as well. Those are like my top two, and they're also my top two sellers.
Okay.
Alongside, of course, is watermelon season, the summer red. You know, watermelon, pineapple, strawberry, mint, and lemon. So I would say those are like the top, what, 3 or 4.
Okay. Now you got into lifting weights as well too. I mean, everyone gets into it
Yeah.
a little bit. So explain to us how, because I know there's always this misconception that I'm not going to be able to lift weights because I don't have enough energy, or I don't have enough muscle, or I don't have enough protein because I'm vegan, or I'm just juicing. So explain to us how that was for you, especially starting off, and how you just debunk all of that.
I just go in the gym and get it in. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm serious because, a lot of people have said that. Like, how can you bulk and be vegan? How do you get your protein, this, that, and the third? But look at cows. Cows don't eat meat. They eat plants. A lot of animals that, we consume as Americans, like, a lot of their sources are plant-based sources. So it's like, I get plenty of protein in my diet. Through chickpeas, lentils, beans, and things of that nature. I know a lot of people don't like those types of things, but that's how I get the protein intake that I need. But, I'll go in, eat my meals, do my pre-workout meals, do a power bowl or something with some quinoa, sweet potatoes, chickpeas, or whatever the case may be, and I'll go in and have the energy that I need. So you don't have to take your protein powders, although I used to. So everything that I'm saying are things that I used to do that I no longer do.
Okay.
When I first started lifting weights, I used to do vegan protein powder, but I did the research. You don't need it in order to build your muscles. So my advice to anybody is to just do your research on anything that you want to do. If you decide you want to become vegan or lift weights, this, that, and the third, do your research. I'm no way trying to give anybody any medical advice
Right.
of that nature.
Right.
But just do your research. So that's how a lot of the knowledge that I have is just based on my own experience and pretty much research and just educating myself so I can help educate others.
Okay. Now, as we shift over to the other venture that you're venturing into, because if anyone who follows you and people who will start following you, they'll see all the delicious, tasty food that you cook for your household. One, how did you, besides, I know cooking for yourself, so it turns into that, but how did you then decide that this is something that you wanted to be able to then share to everyone else?
I saw my parents do it. Like growing up, I would be in the kitchen, pull a chair over to the stove, see my parents cook pancakes or do turkey wings or sweet potatoes or whatever the case may be. Whatever food they were cooking, I was in the kitchen watching. And we always have Christmas dinner. So food was kind of a way to bring family and friends together. And I love entertaining. I love being around good energy. I love vibing off of other people, great conversation, this, that, and the third. So I try to just incorporate that. So like if I can do that through food, because food is like one way people, is one thing that people can, we all got to eat. So everybody can relate that way. So if I can have people over and just cook and entertain and just have a good time, I'm all for it because that's how I was raised. That's what I saw growing up as a kid. I just always saw that entertaining, and I always saw and had good food. So I want to share that with other people, even though it's not plant-based. So I'll get in here, I'll cook all the pork chops, all the bacon wrap, whatever.
Which I was going to ask, because I was going to say, for people who are in Baltimore, especially you start following down, you're going to like just be drooling all over your phone. But it's not, are there vegan options? For cooking, for the food, are you offering vegan options or no? This is just straight.
I am. So the menu that I just put out is just like pretty much straight seafood and chicken. But I've already come up with the menu for next week that I'm gonna release next week. So it's still some seafood items in there. Like you can also get like chicken. But I do have 2 vegan options that I want to do, and one of them, and I'll share this. One of them are vegan stuffed shells, and it's stuffed with vegan ricotta and spinach with like a red sauce. So it's one of my favorites. I don't cook it as often as I should because I try to stay away from like regular pasta. But like vegan stuffed shells with vegan ricotta and fresh, I always use fresh spinach. I don't use frozen or anything. You know, when a can is always fresh. But that's one item that is going to be on the menu for next week.
So with that being said, and having come from the non-vegan lifestyle before, when you're cooking dinner and you're cooking all this amazing, not that vegan food is not amazing, but when you're cooking all this other amazing, delicious food, how hard is it to not just try a little bit and just savor in all the goodness that is regular meat?
And my friends tested it. I will not eat any meat. I will not eat it. I will be honest, I have tasted a little bit of crab. I have a little bit. But as far as like meat, like chicken, beef, pork, anything, I will not touch it, like at all.
Won't do it.
Nope, I will not do it. When I first started cooking it, once I switched over, I would taste it, but then I would spit it right back out. I don't even do that anymore because I'll have somebody else taste it for me. And I've been cooking for a while now that I know how much seasoning and how much salt I need to put into the foods that I prepare. If it needs a little bit more salt, I'll be like, hey, does it need more salt? And they'll tell me if it needs more salt or not. But 9 times out of 10, I'm Johnny on the money. I'm right on the spot. So, but no, my friends will tell you, I do not touch any meat at all.
Nothing.
At all. Nope. I have no desire.
Right. I mean, that's good. That's good.
They say it takes about 21 days to change your taste buds as well. So, like, if you don't have something for a certain while, you may not like crave it. It's almost kind of like sugar. If you take sugar out of your diet for a while, you're not gonna want it. But as soon as you start drinking or eating sugary things, you're gonna want it all the time.
Right.
But yeah.
So you dropped a big bomb on everybody at the beginning, talking about Oreos being unintentionally vegan, and no one even knew it. So if I wanted to make a vegan meal, how much research should I do before going to the grocery store? And how truthful is it if I go to the store? So I know, like, I don't eat pasta. I'm not big into carbs, but I do buy the veggie, not for me, but I do buy the veggie pasta, veggie. So it says super greens. How truthful is that stuff to be really made out of just all vegetables and not whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do it right at home. Like if you have a julienne device, you can literally take a piece of zucchini or a piece of squash and you can literally do it yourself. And a lot of people don't realize that. And it's actually cheaper to do yourself. Like when I used to live in Owings Mills, Maryland, they have Wegmans. You would go into Wegmans, they would have the sweet potato already julienne, they would have the squash, the zucchini, and they would charge $8 or $9 for a pack that's already wrapped. And you can go ahead and get from the produce market, for instance. I go to the produce market to get all my produce, and you can literally go and get zucchini for next to nothing and do it yourself. You just have to invest in getting that device and doing it yourself. It does take time. I'm not going to lie. Cooking takes time. Prep work, it takes time. But at the end of the day, one, you know what you're getting. And that's a big thing because a lot of times we get food, we eat out, we don't know what's in it. We may see that it's chicken and rice, but what do you put it on the chicken? How are you cooking? Are you cooking it in bacon fat? Are you cooking it in olive oil? Like, you just never know what you're really eating when you go out. So I'll say that it's really easy to do it. Like, it's really easy just to have vegetables and just eat it that way. And I know based off the people that I follow, I actually know some raw vegans that don't even eat like cooked food. It's just like straight fruits and straight veggies. So there's so many different ways you can look at it at the end of the day. But it is definitely possible just to eat all veggies and to make creative meals out of it.
Now, to rewind a little bit back to when you started this whole journey of everything and turning vegan and into juicing, how hard was the discipline and the mindset? Because I never told myself, or I never said that I was going to ever try to be vegan. But when I think about it, and I don't think like this now, it would be ignorant for me to think of this now, but it's just almost like saying I'm just eating a bunch of sides because it's just vegetables and I don't feel that nourishment. So how hard was that to change your mindset? And how long do you think that took you to really change that up?
It wasn't too hard because once I set on it that I didn't want to have meat, I didn't do it at all. And I haven't had meat since it's going on 3 years now, over 3 years.
Oh wow.
And I haven't touched it. And the key is like when I first started out, I would eat a lot of fake meats, and even those are not like the healthiest things to eat.
Right.
So because I know that it's packed with a lot of soy and a lot of stuff that we just don't need, I'll still eat them every now and again. But I just started to look at regular meals like chicken parm. Let's do eggplant parm. Let's get some fake Parmesan cheese or whatever the case may be, and let's do a eggplant parm. You can even make your own chicken if you wanted to, your own vegan chicken if you wanted to. Like, you know, you can do fries, hand-cut fries if you want to. You can do all the salads in the world. You can get creative with salads, even still, you know what I mean? So you can get really creative with food. I know we don't have a lot of time to discuss that, but if you just go online and Google vegan recipes, there is a lot on Google for like vegan recipes. If you look up anything, it could be like how to make a vegan burger. It'll tell you how to make a vegan burger. You know what I mean? You don't have to go out to the store and buy Beyond Meat or whatever the case may be to do it. You can just find basic ingredients, lentils or whatever the case, black beans, and make your own food. Or, you know, for instance, you could do beet burgers. So when I juice, you get a lot of pulp from the beet. You can do a beet burger. I've made vegan tuna out of pulp from carrots. So you have carrots, you just put everything you would put in it, and like as far as like regular tuna, and just do it that way. So it don't taste like tuna. I mean, essentially it does. You put some Old Bay in it, you know.
Right,
but at
right.
the end of the day, it's still a creative way to kind of get that tuna feel. So whenever I want tuna, I'll take my pulp. I'll get some rye bread, some vegan mayo, some celery or whatever else I want to put in it, and I'll eat it that way. It's not tuna, but it'll still give me that feel that it is tuna.
Right. Now, you brought something up earlier that I wanted to discuss a little bit because, you know, you start to see it now with a lot of the fast food chains, these plant-based or these Impossible burgers and things. So there's a difference between these things, or are they all this? Are they one is like what you see as an Impossible or a plant-based or like a vegan burger?
Is a plant-based burger.
Okay.
But me personally, I would never get it from somewhere like Burger King because I'm pretty sure they still cook it on the same griddle as like the beef patties.
I was gonna say, how do you feel about like Burger King and like Wendy's and all these places doing these?
Fast food long before I became vegan. Like I haven't had McDonald's or anything or Burger King. I will chop down on a Chick-fil-A fry only because I know they don't fry. They fry it in regular oil, so that I do. But every now and again, if I want a Chick-fil-A fry, I'll go ahead and get one. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to necessarily deprive myself of, you know, what I want. If I want, I'm going to eat it. But at the end of the day, as far as like McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's and all these other places that are offering plant-based burgers, I personally don't trust it. Do I think it's progressive? I do think it's progressive that a lot of widely known fast food restaurants are offering plant-based options, but I do think that there should be some type of regulation where like they have to designate a grill for it to be cooked separately.
Right.
So,
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, like for instance, when I went to Five Guys one day, they have a veggie sandwich. It's nothing but peppers and mushrooms. And whatever the case may be. But I actually seen them cook it on a separate grill, so I felt okay with that. So before I bought it, I was like, hey, where do you guys cook this? And you can actually see them cook it on a separate grill. So I felt safe in knowing that. Because sometimes when you're out and about, you can't, if you don't make your own foods or take your own foods everywhere you go, you got to find something quick, essentially. So
do you find a problem with that? You know, let's say you don't eat before you run out real quick and you want to grab a quick snack and maybe fruit.
I've always tried to eat out. Like even if I go to like someone else's home for like a cookout or whatever, and people know me, I will either bring my own food or I will go out and get my own food because if you know me, the people know I won't eat any meat or anything like that. Like they just know. So I try to eat before I go and just do it that way. I've learned to do that as I've grown in this whole lifestyle. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's smart, you know.
I'll bring my own meat burgers. I'll bring my own rocks. I'll bring my own vegan hot dogs. I'll bring all the vegan junk that people say is junk. I'll bring it to a cookout, but then I'll also get on the grill and grill some chicken and some burgers.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that being said, if you had one cheat meal, or if when you do have your cheat meal, what is it? What's your go-to cheat meal?
My go-to cheat meal, I would have to say, I love the vegan hot dogs because it's just
Okay.
not either the hot dogs. Well, if we're talking about like processed, it's going to be like a vegan hot dog or like a Beyond Meat brat because I'll hook it up with some like fried onions, some vegetables, and some spicy mustard, some sriracha. I'll hook it up. If I want a cheat meal that's I make, I'll do some Cajun vegetables with a homemade Alfredo sauce, and I would make my Alfredo sauce out of like cashews. So you can
Ooh,
do vegan sour cream out of
out of
cashews,
cashews.
So you soak your cashews. I usually boil them if I don't want to soak them overnight so they can get soft. I put them in a Vitamix with 1 cup of water. Put some lemon juice, some nutritional yeast. You can put pepper in there if you want, and then I'll blend it up on high, and then I'll pour it all over some peppers with some pasta, some chickpea pasta or some kamut pasta, and call it a day.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
because one meal that I really love from Fridays that I can't eat is like that chicken and shrimp pasta, and it's like
okay. The
the
spicy, the
Cajun.
really spicy.
Yes,
Yes.
it's so good. So whenever my biggest favorite cheat meal is like peppers and onions, with a homemade vegan Alfredo with Cajun seasoning, and I use McCormick's Cajun seasoning. If anyone
Okay.
wants to know.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it gives me that same feel, but like I don't have the chicken, I don't have the shrimp, and I don't have the real pasta in it. Because I only eat
Okay.
real pasta every now and again.
Right.
It's
Gotcha.
not often at all.
So as we wrap things up and bring things to a little close here, if we're beginners or we want to try it out, because I think that's the biggest thing is trying
Mm-hmm.
something out and seeing if it works for us. What are some tips you would give as far as juicing is concerned, and even the vegan lifestyle? What kind of tips would you give us if we were going to start this journey?
Okay. One, I say you have to get your mind right because anything that we do in life is going to be mental. If your mind isn't there, it's not going to follow. So you can tell somebody, hey, do this, do that all day, but it's left up to the individual to find it within him or herself to actually go ahead and do it. So a tad bit of advice is to just do your research. If you want to do like different recipes or if you cook at home, start off with salads. Add a little something. Just do kale, do onions, tomatoes, whatever you like. Even if you want to do like a little bit of egg to kind of like slowly bring yourself to like a fully vegan lifestyle, then go ahead and do that because it's not going to happen overnight. Some people do it cold turkey. So like you got to take those baby steps. So it's like if you still want to do some cheese, try the vegan cheese. I use Valo Life cheese. It's the best cheese. It's better than Diet, better than all the other brands. So just look up like alternatives to some of your favorite meals and take it from there. And that's one thing that somebody told me a long time ago. Like, you don't necessarily have to look for vegan this, vegan that. What I do when I cook a vegan meal, I'll literally take a non-plant-based meal and I'll sub out the ingredients. So like if I want to do mac and cheese, I'll sub out real cheese for the fake cheese, or like instead of real milk, I use oat milk. So there are like different things you can do. I make some good vegan brownies that are straight vegan, or a vegan pound cake, or whatever the case may be. Or even like you said, to your point, the zoodles with the zucchini or the squash or the sweet potato. Like you can do all of these things straight from your kitchen. You can even make your homemade sauces. Another thing is look at all the ingredients that you're getting. So whenever I go into like Mom's or Get It Market, Whole Foods, or where I'm looking at ingredients because there are a lot of chemicals in the food that we eat. So if I'm not going to make my own pasta sauce, I'll look for pasta sauces that like Mom's Organic Market that may have like 5 ingredients. It's literally just tomatoes, some garlic powder, onion powder, just simple ingredients. And that's simple ingredients can go a long way. And I'll usually just doctor up the store-bought things,
Okay.
make it my own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So look at your ingredients. Do your research online. You don't necessarily have to find a vegan recipe to make your favorite meal. Just sub your ingredients out for non-dairy options or non meat options.
Right.
And literally just get your mind right, because I was the type of person that I was like, who could go vegan? Who could be vegetarian? Who can even be pescatarian? Like, this
Right.
was me years ago. So it's like, once you understand the health benefits, once you watch documentaries and see where your food really comes from and the process of everything that happens in like the meat industry and things of that nature, like it will really open up your eyes. So that's kind of what happened for me. I did my research, watched documentaries, and I just had to change.
I gotcha. Awesome. Well, give us a favor. Do us a favor. If people aren't following you, run down all your social media, how they can get in touch with you and everything.
Okay, so my personal social media is I am Domj, so that's IAM Dom DOMJ. Then I also have Veganjuiceology. It's tagged down here at the bottom. You can see the spelling of it, so it's just the word vegan and then juiceology. And then I also have a photography business. It was once creative photography. I still had that page, but I just rebranded to Dom J Photography. So I'm all on this Dom J thing. It's funny, things are changing. So those are my 3 pages. I am Dom
Awesome.
J, Veganjuiceology, and then Dom J Photography.
And then when we post this video, all her social media will show up. Well, thank you so much, Dom. It was good to see you. Good to talk to you.
I'll talk to you.
Yes, and you have to come out to Vegas and visit and cook me some of that food. Because don't think you're not coming here and not cooking.
Let me cook in your kitchen.
You're more than welcome to. I have no problem with that.
All right.
I'll talk to you after this. You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
So I'd like to thank Dominique for joining us tonight on Focus TV, talking all about juicing, her vegan lifestyle, photography. She does it all. She's great. If you're in Baltimore and you're looking for a photographer, if you're looking for a juicer, and now you can add chef to the list if you're looking for meals, certainly hit her up. This Friday, we will be having Demetrius White, also known as Meech. Meech is out of DC. He's a choreographer, dance teacher. So we're going to talk about a little bit about dance and how he sees that as part of his fitness lifestyle and what dance means to him. So, Focus TV is not just about lifting weights and the gym. We're about everything. So make sure you tune in. Quick side note, this Friday will be at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. We just had to wait for Meech to get off work. But other than that, I will see you guys this Friday. Thank you for tuning in. See you Friday.